thought of being married and starting a family was within reach, I was so close. I'd seen such a different side. Committing to a whole marriage is too big of a decision to make.
Yeah. Is it more of conflict resolution? You didn't think he knew how to resolve conflict in the way that you would like?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yes.
What about communication? How was that?
Non-existent at that point. I never resolved that particular conflict till this day.
Till now.
And his friends would make fun of him because he's always dating these loser girls who can't take care of themselves, and he is having to babysit them.
Wow.
So I hear you.
Yes.
I'm listening. So this one time, the whole bill paying thing, he made a joke. Oh, I should probably get it this time. I know you.
Yeah.
This was my life, my actual life. And I wanted a husband, a partner, and to start a family already.
Yeah.
Like we spoke about, going back to the reunion, being pregnant already with our first child.
Yeah.
Literally the hardest decision I've ever had to make. Because I'm the one that would have to go through the divorce. I'm the one that would have to go through all the paperwork and the lawyers. And he wasn't right for me. So
what does women empowerment mean to you?
I think it means like completely understanding your self-worth.
Welcome to In Her Space podcast, a safe space for raw and real conversations with women who have walked in those shoes. Unfiltered experiences makes it her space. Hosted by yours truly, Ivy Ekong. Hello everyone, welcome back to In Her Space podcast, the community and safe space where we have powerful, authentic conversations with women who inspire us, challenge us, and remind us of the strength in choosing ourselves. I'm your host, Ivy Ekong. Today we have a very, very special guest. She captured the world's attention on Love is Blind Season 2. Not only for her love story with Jed, but for the bold decision she made at the altar that left everyone shocked and so many people talking. Today we are not just here to rehearse the show, we're here to go deeper, to talk about the woman behind the headline, her culture, her values, and the legacy she wants to leave behind. Bardha Krasniqi, welcome to In Her Space podcast. We're so happy to have you. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. And I'm really excited to get to know you more as well.
Yes, let's start. I'm really excited to have you here. And I saw that episode. I saw the entire season. I literally binge watched it. And I was like, wow, she did something really brave here. And in my mind, I was like, I don't know what you were thinking, making that decision. But we're going to get into that later. There's a question I ask every guest at the beginning of each episode. And the question is, what does having your own space mean to you?
Oh, good question. Having my own space is very, very important to me. I've been living on my own for a long time. When you get used to your own space, it's harder to be, to sort of make yourself shrink to fit in other people's spaces. So I think it's important to hold the same space that you have within yourself with everyone around you.
That's a beautiful response. Before we dive into the show, I would like our audience to get to know you a little bit more because, of course, the show didn't show everything. It's just a show. And, of course, it was tailored to that audience. So tell us a little bit about yourself, about your background, your upbringing, and just, let's get to know you more.
So I'm originally from Kosovo. Born in Pristina and moved to the UK when I was 5 years old with my family. Growing up in the UK, central London mainly, has been, difficult. I've had to sort of battle two different cultures with one another to sort of really discover myself and my own identity. I've worked really, really hard my whole life. I've never been out of a job since I was 13.
Wow.
This is obviously all by personal choice. I was always really eager to help my family. You know, we were a struggling refugee family. So, you know, they needed all the help that they could get. So, yeah, I guess I've always been very career driven, very motivated to live a life that, you know, my family fought very hard to provide for me and my brothers. So, yeah, along the way, I've made amazing friends, amazing memories. I've traveled the world. And I guess, you know, I've just been ready to find my person as well. So
yes,
I guess that's kind of what led me onto the show.
Onto the show, yes.
Yeah.
So you're such an independent woman. Yes. And you've been right from a very young age. Has role and culture, what role has culture and family played in shaping the woman that you are today?
My family is the most important thing to me. I'm very, very close with them. As you saw, my relationship with my mum in particular is really, really close.
Yes.
I'm very grateful for all the values that she's instilled in me, for, you know, raising me the way that she did. And yeah, I guess I've just always hoped that I can make her proud.
Yes.
Culture in particular, I think, has led me down a more sort of productive life, I suppose, in terms of like work-wise, career-wise.
Yeah.
I've always been so focused. You know, in my culture, it's not very normal to date from a young age.
Okay.
You know, you have to like think about dating after university and things like that.
Oh, yes.
So I think that was a huge reason why I was able to just stay sort of consistent in my studies, in my work. And yeah, I'm very grateful for that. We're also a very proud, loyal culture. And I think that's very much instilled in me.
Very, very. When you think about values you grew up with, how do they influence the way that you view love, independence, and relationships now?
My values when it comes to love and relationships, for me, the most important thing is consistency. Consistency throughout. You know, you don't just stop working at a relationship because things get hard.
Yes.
You know, you have to commit to always want to figure things out.
Yeah.
And also for me, love is unconditional. There are no conditions to the way that I love.
That's beautiful.
And I think that's all I kind of ask for in return.
Yes, in return.
Still yet to find that. But yeah, I think, consistency and just unconditionally loving someone is, I think, for me, the main thing that I look for in a relationship.
Okay. And do you look for someone that would look after you, especially, you know, since you've been very independent from a very young age? Do you think now, when you think about marriage, you're thinking of, I just want to relax. I just want to be soft.
Yes.
I just want to rest. I just want a man who would, you know. Do you think of that?
Yes, absolutely. I'm tired. I've worked for so long. I've worked for longer than I've been alive. And I think for me, having a family is really, really important. And
yes.
I would love to have the dynamic where I raise my children myself at home.
At home.
I don't know for how many years that would be, but I would love to have a partner where they're happy to hold the fort for a few years whilst I work on raising the children.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, ideally that's definitely what I would look for.
Put it out in the universe.
Yeah, hopefully someone out there
watching
hears me.
this. Yeah. Put it out there and it will happen. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about your Love is Blind journey. You went on Love is Blind looking for love at its core. Do you think love is truly blind?
Yeah.
After the experience you've had?
I do. I think I definitely had feelings of love for this person before seeing them.
Okay.
However, as much as I believe love is blind, I don't think it's stupid. So I've heard everything you had to say. I'm now seeing you physically for the first time, but I'm now also able to see your actions.
Yes.
So whether I can stay in love with you based on what I can now see in reality, or with my eyes, shall we say, all sort of depends on them. But I definitely felt feelings of love before having seen them. So yes, I do believe so.
So love is blind, literally.
Yes, I think so.
You think
I was
so?
able to fall in love without having seen them.
Okay. So what is it like falling for someone without seeing them first? That's exactly, you just took me to my next question. And what surprised you the most about the entire process?
Do you know what? It was a really beautiful process because the not knowing was quite exciting. The imagining what they could look like, not really having... You've got nothing to go off. And I know there was a lot of talk online about how we all spoke about our heritage and where we're from.
Yeah.
So you were always allowed to do that. And I think they just didn't show it before.
Okay.
But equally, I don't think I look like, most Albanian girls. So even though I said I was from Albania, I don't think they could have made an assumption that, I think he said he thought I was 5'6", brunette, tall brown eyes. And I'm completely the opposite of that.
Yes.
So I think it's hard to say, how that whole thing, it was exciting, I think is like the main thing. It was really, really exciting to go through that.
And when you saw Jed, what did you think? What was it like? Was he like, yes, this is the type of man I would go for on a normal day? When you eventually saw him, what was going through your mind? Were you like,
I think
yes, or be honest? You can be totally honest and polite at the same time. But yeah, at least you did marry him. So there are reasons why. We'll get to that.
Physically, I probably wouldn't usually go for that type.
Okay.
But for me, in that situation, I was completely in love. He could have looked like anything or anyone, and I would have been happy. Because of how in love I was.
You were,
So this is, again, why I'm such a firm believer that love is blind.
Yes.
I was completely head over heels.
Yeah.
So genuinely, he could have looked like absolutely anyone, and I would have been over the moon because my feelings were already dominantly there.
And strong, You fell in love with the person that he is.
He said
who he is, not what he is, really. Okay. So you and Jed seemed connected, as we've just said. Was there a single moment when you realized that you might not be able to say yes at the altar? It did seem so. I mean, to the people watching it, I was like, they are definitely married.
Yeah, no, everyone said that. The whole production team are like, we don't have to worry about you guys. You guys are definitely getting married. And I was 100% ready to get married.
So sorry. What does the viewers not know that that made you make that decision?
He wasn't the same person that he was on camera to me.
Outside of the
camera. Up until the day before the wedding, he was an angel, an angel in human form. He was beyond amazing. He was funny. We were two big kids.
Yeah.
However, the day before the wedding, something, happened. We had an argument, and I just saw such a different side to him, and it just kind of like you're in this bubble. You're like, you've just gone on a little pre-honeymoon, and you've planned your wedding, and it's all exciting, and then it just like burst my bubble, and I was like, whoa, like this isn't a fairy tale. As much as I want it to be, it's not a fairy tale. And I had to really think about, can I make a lifelong commitment to somebody who's just shown me a completely different side? What if there are other sides to him that I've still not seen? And realistically, you can't see all the sides that someone has in a matter of 6 weeks.
Yes.
People can hold up a mask for 6 weeks, no problem.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about longevity. I don't want to go through a divorce. I don't want to I don't want to put my family through that. I don't put myself through that. Like, I didn't work this hard just to be, you know, taken advantage of by somebody or manipulated by somebody. Yeah. I feel like I've got a very strong head on my shoulders, and I felt that there was something that showed me sort of warning signs, and I listened to that. And ultimately that was the reason for my decision, because I'd seen such a different side. Committing to a whole marriage is too big of a decision to make, you know?
Okay, so is it more of conflict resolution? You didn't think he knew how to resolve conflict in the way that you would like?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think we have very different ways of dealing with things.
What about communication? How was that? No.
Non-existent at that point. Again, it was literally amazing up until that point, but then like communication just stopped. He sort of just refused to communicate.
And that can be so difficult
we've got 24 hours until we get married.
Yes.
So if you don't want to communicate now, when can we? You know, and we knew that there was a timeline on this. We knew that we've got, you know, we're sat in a pressure cooker, and you don't want to resolve things. So when I see things like, oh, you know, I've heard him say I was very blindsided. I was very blindsided because I didn't know there was this side of you at all. You know, and also you were in the room when we had that argument. How were you shocked with my answer?
It's a good enough reason, especially the conflict resolution. Of course, in marriages, there are conflicts. There will be, you know, conflicts. How you resolve it is, you know,
my issue was that we never resolved that particular conflict till this day.
Till now,
we still we stopped communicating after filming, but we never came to a resolution of that particular conflict. And then the next time I saw him from that conflict was our wedding day. So we've not resolved it. I was still in two minds, you know. I was still ready to say yes because the thought of being married and starting a family was within reach, you know. I was so close. And my gut just was telling me that it was not the right time.
You always have to follow your gut. Yeah. Always. Okay. Can you walk us through that day? Walking Jed down the aisle, but choosing not to marry him. What was going through your heart at that exact time when you said no? You were so deeply hurt by it, like you were physically.
You could see I was ready to throw up.
Yes. And he just looked like
it was just another day.
So tell us.
I still believed I was going to say yes up until that very moment that I was at the aisle, especially after we said our vows. I was a bit hurt by his vows because he cheaped out. He used song lyrics instead of like writing his own vows. And he also, like, all these things were going through my head in that moment. He also didn't, you know, the day that we landed at our wedding venue, he hadn't even bought his wedding shoes. So he was completely unprepared.
Yes.
And then, you know, I'm standing up there, I'm doing my vows, and he's crying. I can see his mum's crying, and it's really emotional. And then as he says his vows to me, and I can hear like the beat of the song going on in my head, and I just thought, you couldn't even prepare your own vows. And I think for me, that was my turning point.
For you.
If I'm completely honest. I desperately wanted to say yes because I wanted to get married and start a family, and I believed everything he said up until that point. However, the risk of a divorce and me not knowing this person and potentially getting hurt in the long run was much higher. So in that moment, when I thought about all those things, like the last sort of image that I saw in my head, I think there's a moment, it's really hard to watch the wedding episode, but my heart was like out here.
You were trembling.
And I was trembling. I said, my heart's about to jump out of my chest. And in that moment, I just had like a flash of my parents, and I just thought, I can't do this to them.
Do this to them. Yeah.
And, you know, Have you seen that meme where there's that lady, I don't know what movie it's from, but she's looking puzzled and there's all these maths equations going on. I had that moment and I was just like, something's not adding up.
Yeah.
And ultimately I made the decision that was best for me in that moment. And I think it was the best for him also.
Yeah.
Because it would have been either me or him.
Or him, yes. Okay, so looking back now, do you see that decision as one of the most powerful acts of self-love that you've ever done for yourself?
Absolutely, yeah. I feel like I'm very fiercely loyal to myself as well, as I would be in a relationship. And in that moment, when I felt that I was being treated less than a loving way, 100%, I'm always going to choose me.
Choose you.
I'm always going to choose me.
Yeah.
I know exactly what type of partner I am. I know how much love I have to give.
Yes.
And for me, that holds so much power because the best way I can sort of love myself is take that away from the wrong person.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that was the best decision I've ever made for me, for myself.
For you. And that's a very, very brave decision as well. Because
Yeah.
a lot of people would have just gone along with it. Like, you know, we're almost at the end anyway. Let's just do it and go divorce later or go figure it out later.
But I don't want that.
So, but you can't betray yourself in that way.
Like we spoke about earlier, my morals, you know, the way that I was raised, it's not normal in my culture to divorce.
Yeah.
I know it happens and there's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. I just want to do it for the first time with the right person. And I feel like everyone should make those decisions for themselves. If you don't feel it's right, don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't
You're
do
just
it,
delaying the
TV.
inevitable. Yeah, of course not. Like, that's not worth your morals and your values. It's not for me anyway, you know.
Yeah.
I would never sell myself for TV. That's not... that doesn't sit well with me.
You know, your divorce is there. It's forever. It's documented. You know, forever.
And you also in the UK, you can't get divorced for a whole year.
So
you have to be married for a whole year to somebody that is not right for you.
Wow.
Thank God I knew in that moment to say no. Thank God I trusted my instinct. Thank God I was brave enough to make that decision.
Wow.
You know, I'm really, really proud of that moment.
And you've showed a lot of women too that it's okay. You can choose yourself.
Yeah. I'd rather wait for the right person, even if I'm in my 40s. At this point, I choose me 100%. I choose my happiness, my peace.
Yeah.
And the minute that I didn't feel that I was being respected and loved, I walked away.
Yes.
And
as someone who's been married for 16 years, going to 17 this year, I would say yes, wait until you find the right person. Don't rush. You know, don't rush at all. That's like my little tiny advice.
I think that's definitely one thing I've learnt from the show.
Yes, just wait.
Everyone was like, oh, you know, I've learnt so much, I've grown so much. And I think for me, I let the pressures of like the culture sort of get to me. You know, I was 32, not married, no children yet. And everyone was like, what are you waiting for? And I was like, I'm waiting for the right person.
Yeah.
And I think the show happens in such a quick amount of time that for me, it felt like I hit the jackpot.
Yes.
And I was ready to like get married straight away. But again, now what I feel that I've learned is not at the expense of my values.
Of your values, yes.
So yeah, I think moving forward, I have to be more patient.
Yes. The right man will come. And when the right man comes, you will know. You just know. Okay,
hopefully.
So let's address a little bit about the public perceptions out there. Some fans have said Jed dodged a bullet. How do you respond to that?
I feel that I've dodged the biggest bullet of my life. And if me being strong and loving myself was a bullet for him to dodge, then I'm glad. I'm glad that person is not for me.
Yeah.
I'm sure he will find his person out there or has found or whatever. But I am definitely not the person for him and he is not for me. So whoever thinks he is this prize, please go ahead because I don't want that.
Okay. So there was a scene, you know, where you offered to pay for dinner, and Jed wanted to pay as well, but you offered.
Yeah.
And some people online are saying that is such like an independent move, and you. I think basically the perception is like you're looking for a husband, but now you have a man and you're still acting as if you're single, trying to pay for those things, especially when he's offered to do it. And there was a scene where Jed was like, that didn't really sit well with him because he likes to look after the woman that he's with.
Okay.
So tell us about that. What happened there?
You know, I feel like this has been like the most contradicting statement that everyone's making because, like, make it make sense. It would be stupid of me to turn away from a man that wants to provide for me. Yeah. That's actually what I'm looking for. That's actually the goal here. Now, what the public didn't see is a lot of our dates was him explaining how he's always dated girls who he has to look after, who he has to pay for, who live under his roof, and he's got to make decisions and he's got to always take the lead, and he's used to that, but he doesn't want that. He told me over and over again his friends would make fun of him because he's always dating these loser girls who can't take care of themselves, and he is having to babysit them.
Wow.
So I hear you.
Yes.
I'm listening. So this one time, the whole bill paying thing, he made a joke. Oh, I should probably get it this time. I know you like paying. And it was a joke, and I took it as a joke. And considering we were having dinner with his friends, and he said his friends made fun of him for dating these girls who can't hold their own, I was like, well, I kind of want to show his friends as well.
To show, okay.
It's the first time I'm meeting them.
Yes.
And I want them to know that he's with a different type of woman. He's not with a little girl that Jed has told them all about.
Yes,
You know, they can't do this for themselves, can't do that. I can do everything and some and support you. And I think where everyone was like, oh, you're trying to be too. And I was actually trying to do something really nice for him.
Yes.
Because he had continuously said, you know, this is one thing I don't want. I don't want a girl that I have to look after. So I'm trying to show you that.
Do you think that was a bait, though? Do you think he was baiting you, you know, into what you did, and then you actually did it?
Potentially, but I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. I think at the time I was like so fiercely in love and so loyal to him. I probably would have believed a lot more. Now I feel like I didn't really know him at all. But I think I don't take back what I did. I did it from a place of love. I didn't do it to emasculate him. I did it to show him
that
his friends that I am so different to all the girls that he said it didn't work out with. And we spoke about building a life together, a future together, an empire, buying properties together. And I was like, well, I'm going to action my words. So I'm showing you I can get a little bloody dinner.
Yeah.
And that became such a huge narrative that I was too independent and and it's not that at all. Like, I would love for you to take care of me. Could you? Different story. I don't know about that. We never spoke about that. He never offered. He never once said, I want to look after you. He never once said, I want to be a provider. I think a couple of times he said to like the cameras, oh, I want to make sure my girl's taken care of. In what way? Emotionally?
He did
mentally,
say that off camera. He did say that, that he usually likes to take care of his girl and he likes to be the one in charge. So
see, in charge is different to taking care of. In charge is my way or the highway. I make the decisions and your voice is not heard.
Yeah.
And, you know, we did have other conversations where we spoke about how, you know, we're both very stubborn. I'm very lenient because I believe that relationships need compromise.
Yes.
He was not lenient at all. It was his way or the highway.
Or the highway.
So he likes to take the lead, but that doesn't always work when there's two leaders at play.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, what's your birth sign?
My horoscope,
yes,
Pisces.
Pisces. Oh, that's beautiful. You guys are my daughter is Pisces.
Oh.
She's the sweetest human being that you can ever know. And she's also strong when she needs to be. Yeah. And soft when she needs to be as well.
Yeah, there was parts on the show where as he was meeting my parents, or just before he met my parents, I said, like, I feel really soft and sweet and loved. And
Yes.
when he was that person, it was easy for me to be soft. But it was when he, you know, wanted to put his foot down or things didn't go his way that he changed. So if you give me a safe space, I will be soft.
Yes.
I will be, like, I'm very much a lover girl. I'll be in my lover girl, soft, feminine self.
Yes.
But if you make me feel on edge,
you bring
what am I
going to
do?
Side
I'm going to go in survival mode and I'm going to protect myself. And I feel that's what I did.
What do you think is the biggest misconception about you that you like to set straight once and for all?
I don't want to pay for the bill.
Yes. She wants to be taken care of.
Yes, please. I feel like the whole emasculating men and having power, that's not me at all. You. Like, I'm also from a culture where women are very submissive to men.
Yes.
And for me, being able to walk away from a situation that doesn't serve me gives me that strength to make my own choices and for my choices not to be taken away from me.
Yes.
So I'm very happy to be a bit more submissive and take a back seat. I don't want to always be running my own life. Like, I would love to have a partner, but also I have to respect the way that you lead. If I don't feel that you are leading
you have to be a leader. Yes.
Yeah.
And lead properly as well.
Yeah. So I think I am very soft. I am very loving. I'm very nurturing. Like, I want to be a mum more than anything. And none of this was done out of some weird, wanting to emasculate men. It wasn't. It was my fight or flight mode.
Yes, fight or flight mode. Yeah.
And I decided to fly.
Yeah.
In that moment, because
and that's okay.
Survival.
Let's talk a little bit about life after the show. After filming Wrapped and the world got to see your story, how has your life changed since then?
I've met some like really amazing people. I love doing like the podcast stuff. I think it's so much fun. I'm like, I could do this for a little while. I feel like it's been really important. I've received some really, really amazing messages from women who have been in unhappy relationships and have felt that a lot of them due to culture that they couldn't walk away or that it will be frowned upon. And, a few of them have messaged me and have just said that, they've seen how brave and how strong I was to have made the decision that I did, and that they too are now starting their lives over.
Wow.
Which for me is really, really
that's
touching.
Really powerful. Yes,
yeah, and it makes all the awful abuse that I've received online has been worth it for that. If like one person made a huge change to their lives and they took some sort of inspiration from me, I'm so glad I was able to help one person. Like, my job is done.
It's done, yes. That was a brave decision, because like you said,
it wasn't easy.
Based on your culture, things, and your I'm from Nigeria originally. Our cultures are a little bit similar, that, the men usually lead and the women are just, and to make that decision, not just in-house, but openly on national TV, it's huge, you know, it's huge. And I'm sure a lot of, you've inspired so many women, around the world. I'm not even sure they've all messaged you, but they probably are so inspired by you. So well done for choosing yourself. Feel reality TV empowered you, or did it put you in a box?
I think a little bit of both, if I'm completely honest. I think people that have seen the show, like particularly the more negative viewers that have messaged me, no matter what I do now, isn't going to make a difference to them. They've seen, what is it? I think 12 to 15 minutes per episode of my story. Bear in mind it was a, 6-7 week process. So those 12 to 15 minutes were enough, and that's all they needed to see. And I am now a horrible woman who wants to emasculate men, who, wanted to embarrass him by paying a bill, and that's it.
That's it.
And that's all they will ever care about. They don't care about, you know, my values or why I made that decision.
Yeah.
They just care about that. So I'm aware I'm very much put in that box.
Well,
And
that's
that lid
why
is
you're
shut.
here today. And I think a lot of what you've said today, you haven't actually said in any podcast.
Yeah.
And a lot of the questions that we've talked about, you haven't. So I think that's the reason why you're here today.
Yeah.
Not everybody's going to like you.
Of course.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
That's okay. But the people that get it will get it.
For sure.
You know, and the people that don't, you know, it doesn't really matter. As long as your focus is on the positive, not on the negative.
Yeah, completely. And I think for me, after having seen that, you can't convince somebody that you're not who they think you are. And do you know what? It doesn't matter.
Yes.
The right people that need to know already do.
They already do.
My parents, first and foremost.
Yes.
Obviously, it was huge to go on a reality TV dating show with, you know, my parents, and the backlash I received from people from my own culture and background was pretty hard in the beginning. But I took that leap of faith. I wanted a family more than I cared about any of that.
Yeah.
And so having had terrible backlash then, terrible backlash now from my answer, I don't regret anything, because all that matters is that my heart was in the right place.
Yes.
And you have to remember, it's most unfortunate for me that I didn't go the way I wanted it.
Yeah.
People can sit there and watch and you know, binge watch the whole thing and get very invested.
Yeah.
But this was my life.
That was your life.
This was my actual life. And I wanted a husband, a partner, and to start a family already.
Yeah.
Like we spoke about, you know, going back to the reunion, being pregnant already with our first child.
Yeah, wow.
And, you know, the reunion's done. We haven't spoken in a year, and I'm no longer to having that family. My goal hasn't changed. I still want a family. I still want to meet the right person. So if anything, I feel like it's kind of held me back a little bit from, because it's hard to also date after filming, you know. Oh, by the way, you're going to have to watch me fall in love on TV. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
You know, like it's hard to get yourself out there.
Yeah,
so I just didn't.
So you're not dating at the moment?
No.
No, you're just focusing on yourself and stuff.
Just trying to survive.
Trying to survive.
Just trying to make it through another day.
Okay. Talk a little bit about empowerment, your legacy, and what's next for you. So choosing yourself at the altar has made you a kind of a symbol for self-worth. Do you realize in that moment how much your decision would resonate with so many other women in a situation like that?
First of all, thank you for recognizing that. It was literally the hardest decision I've ever had to make. I didn't think that it was going to resonate with as many women as it did. And I'm sure, as you said, I'm sure there's loads that haven't messaged me.
Yes.
But the ones that have, for me, have been amazing to see. And I feel that being a strong woman isn't celebrated enough.
Yes.
I feel that, you know, unfortunately, the internet loves the drama. They love the, you know, the sad stories. But, you know, when, particularly with women, you know, when you choose yourself and you make bold decisions, you know, instead of people saying, okay, she saw a red flag or a few red flags and she made, you know, a really good empowering decision because she chose herself. They decided to, you know, sort of label me as someone who doesn't like supporting men, which isn't the case at all. I'm on a show to find a man.
To find a man, yeah.
But that decision, like, if you're thinking logically, for me, it was the best decision I could have made. Because I'm the one that would have to go through the divorce. I'm the one that would have to go through all the paperwork and the lawyers. And he wasn't right for me. So I think I would love for people to, like, celebrate strong women more, because even the strong sometimes need to be supported, you know. You're only strong for so long. And I feel like moving forward, I definitely want to, you know, work with organizations that do support this and that help other women out there. Female empowerment, absolutely.
Yeah, that's actually my next question. It's what does women empowerment mean to you?
I think it means like completely understanding your self-worth. I have a cut-off rule, I think, in friendships and relationships, extended family members, things like that. If you don't respect my boundaries or you don't respect me, I have no problem cutting people off, because I believe I am of such high value that anything less than the ultimate respect is disrespectful. So by knowing that, I feel like it's easy to remove people from your circle if they don't see that as well, because you then filter out all the bad. So I think female empowerment is being so sure of yourself. And like I said earlier, I'm fiercely loyal to myself. I know exactly the type of woman I am, what I bring in a relationship, in a friendship, and no one can shake that.
I love that. And you seem like someone who knows you really know who you are.
You know, I've done a lot of work to get here.
People cannot say that, you know. And that takes a lot of work to be able to get to a place where you are now, where you actually know you, like, you know, front and back, you know you, and you
upside
know that
down.
upside down. Exactly. That takes a lot of work. And, you know, and that's amazing. That's really well done.
Thank you.
Okay. So what qualities are you looking for in a partner? Can you name like
financial freedom?
5.
I'm kidding.
Can you name 5 qualities that you're looking for? Just assume the man is out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's manifest this for me together.
Let's manifest it. Yes.
Respect is number 1.
Okay.
Kindness is number 2. It doesn't cost anything to be kind to others, and I think that is a true representation of your character. Also, how you treat others is really, really important. Loyalty, like, again, fierce loyalty. Like, I need you to always fight for us and be our end goal, and not, you know, after a few months walk away and say, oh, it's just not working. If we have found each other and we're there, then the loyalty needs to be till death do us part, for me anyway.
3 more.
What did I say? Hold on.
3 more. You
I said respect, kindness, loyalty.
Let's have 3 more.
I need someone driven. I need ambition. You know, I want to reach the skies and the moon and the stars, and I want someone that is just as driven as me. And funny, I think it's really important to laugh.
Yes,
you know, my mum always said, like, find someone that makes you laugh. You spend the rest of your life laughing.
Yes,
and smiling.
That's true. Your mum is
so I think,
right.
So those things are really, really, really important to me. And I think, you know, I'm not asking for too much.
It's actually not too much. You're not asking for a private jet, or you're
it's
just
welcome,
asking for
but
yes. Yeah, those are like the bare minimum, really, that you're asking for, and it's not too much. And I hope that you find it, and I'm sure you will find it, and much more than that, actually.
Thank you.
So beyond Love is Blind, what do you want your legacy to be? When people hear your name, Bardha Krasniqi, what do you want them to remember about you?
I think everything that we just...
Think well before you say this.
Yeah, I think everything that we just spoke about.
Yes.
I'm strong. I'm willed. I'm empowered. I'm very self-aware, very self-assured, and unbreakable. So
you are a strong, powerful woman.
Yes, but a soft, loving one.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's a beautiful one. So what's next for you?
The search goes on for a husband. So we keep looking. We keep optimistic.
If you're single, did you hear that? For the single men out there, did you hear that? Not boys, men.
Men, yes.
The single men out there. She's single, she's searching.
You know, like I said earlier, the goal hasn't changed for me. I still would love to have a family. I still would love to meet my person. And do life with somebody. You know, it's tiring doing it alone. It's boring doing it alone. And I've traveled the world. I've done it all. And the only thing that's sort of missing in my life is a partner.
So come.
Yeah,
we'll put it out there.
Yes.
Oh, thank you so much, Bardha, for sitting with us and for sharing your journey with us. It was so amazing having you today, and it's so beautiful to hear your journey and to hear just how you are and how confident you are in yourself, up to the extent that outside noise doesn't really even face your confidence. And that is really what this podcast is about, just to give women like yourself, a voice, and just, to inspire other women as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been amazing to get to know you a little bit more as well. So thank you for giving me this platform.
Thank you. Thank you, Bardha, for your honesty, your courage, and for sharing your heart with us today. I think so many people will walk away from this conversation feeling really inspired, and you've given them the hope to choose themselves no matter what. And to our listeners, thank you for joining us on another episode of In Her Space podcast. If you love today's conversation, please follow us on all our social media platforms, In Her Space podcast. On YouTube is In Her Space pod. There's no podcast. Share this episode with someone who needs it, and consider supporting our community initiatives by donating through our GoFundMe to help the work that we do for children in Africa. The link is in our bio. And until next time, I'll see you guys. It's your girl, Ivy Ekong. Stay beautiful, stay empowered, stay grounded, and remember to choose yourself all the time. Bye.